do you realize that if Facebook and Amazon and all the other gigantic corporations paid any tax, we could find some relief?
2020 candidate Bernie Sanders joined The View once again for a fruitful discussion, not really, on policy and the race. But this question from Whoopi Goldberg. Look, before I show you it, I like Whoopi. I love the Sister Act movies when I was a kid. For some reason, I love those movies. Don't ask me why. But look, Whoopi Goldberg means well. I think, honestly, I do think she means well most of the time. But she is incredibly uninformed. I mean, apart from Meghan McCain, Whoopi Goldberg could be the worst person on this panel. And this question shows that. And it's not even just about dumb questions. Like, I get it. There should be no dumb questions. But if you're somebody who is hosting a show where you are discussing politics every single day and you don't already know the answer to this question, there's a problem. So watch what Whoopi Goldberg asks Bernie Sanders.
Andrew Yang was here and made perfect sense to me. And I haven't heard really anybody else in the party, whatever party we're talking about, say, hey, do you realize that if Facebook and Amazon and all the other gigantic corporations paid any tax, we could find some relief for regular Americans?
Sure.
Do you agree with that?
Of course I do. I've been talking about that for years.
Well, no, I haven't. When Andrew came on and sort of broke it down, what he suggested, and I'm sure you know this because you've been spending time with him, but his idea was, if one of those companies gave every American $1,000, people's lives would change. What do you think of such an idea?
But this is what I think.
All right. We'll get to what Bernie thinks in a second here, but I have to just comment quickly because this is... Okay, I think I understand what Whoopi Goldberg was trying to talk about, but because she doesn't want to educate herself before an interview, it comes out sounding completely stupid, totally ignorant, and doesn't actually inform people the way that she should be trying to inform people. And the only reason I think I know what she's talking about is because I'm actually educated on these candidates and their policies. The average person watching this would have no idea what the hell Whoopi Goldberg's referring to. So I guess, hey, Whoopi Goldberg, I think, was trying to talk about Andrew Yang's freedom dividend, his universal basic income, but that's not what she said. She didn't say freedom dividend. She didn't say universal basic income. She didn't describe it properly. Companies, under Andrew Yang's plan, companies would not be giving people $1,000 a month. It would be the government doing it. So, but because you have somebody here who just, has no idea, just absolutely no idea what these candidates stand for, even though she's on television every single day talking about politics, what she ends up asking Bernie Sanders is, do you support taxing large corporations? What dimension are we in? Have you been paying attention at all over the past 4 years? Look, again, if you're the average person at home, you don't really pay attention, you have your own life, you got things to do, I get it. But if you are a host on television discussing politics every single day, you are on here interviewing a major candidate in Bernie Sanders, and you ask him, do you support raising taxes on corporations? Have you seen anything of what Bernie Sanders represents? It's like the centerpiece of his platform is taxing the wealthiest and massive corporations more. But again, I guess it appears she was trying to talk about Andrew Yang's universal basic income, but that's not what she asked. All it would take 2 minutes of research. Just look on your phone before a commercial break or during a commercial break. Look up on your phone, Andrew Yang giving money, and then you would have the proper question for Bernie Sanders. But that isn't what came out of Whoopi's mouth. Now let's go to the rest of the clip here where Bernie answers it and the discussion goes on.
Okay.
I think that right now, when you have Donald Trump and his friends giving well over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% and large profitable corporations. I think that's obscene.
Right, but will you change that?
Of course I'll change it.
Well, how do I know this?
Because I've been talking about it for 25 years.
Well, you haven't. Not for me. Not like this. Yeah,
But look,
it's a little different.
what you got right now,
Yeah.
Whoopi, this is what you got. You got Amazon, owned by the wealthiest guy in America, made over $10 billion in profit last year. Do you know what they paid in federal income tax?
Nothing.
Not a penny.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
I
It
know.
is.
So what I'm asking you is it's your position that these corporations, all of these big corporations will now, if you're elected president, one of the things you're going to make sure that they do is they pay their fair share, and that will trickle to the American people.
That's at the very top of my agenda. Absolutely.
that's his
Absolutely.
I don't, I don't really know because, I've watched you over the last several years and I've had lots of questions about what you want to do. So
Yang's also talking about giving every American money.
yes.
All right, but I'm talking about giving every American a job, which I think is terribly important. We have an enormous amount of work to be done in this country in terms of climate change to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel. We're talking about creating up to 20 million good-paying jobs.
Yeah.
We're talking about rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure. We're talking about building the millions of units of affordable housing
But everybody
that this
does.
country
Everybody
desperately...
says that, Bernie.
No.
Everybody says
Well, in all
we're
due
gonna do it.
respect, I think the agenda that I am bringing forth is the most progressive agenda ever brought forth by any candidate, serious candidate running for president of the United States.
Whoopi Goldberg is just totally clueless. Look, if you've seen the show before, she's talked about how she doesn't want her taxes raised. So she'll go to anything. Oh, Amazon, Facebook, they should be doing it. How about everybody? And again, I don't think Whoopi Goldberg is even really the target of Bernie Sanders here. Bernie's talking about billionaires. Whoopi Goldberg, I don't think is a billionaire. He's talking about people like Jeff Bezos who make like $10 billion a year. $10 billion a year. That's what Bernie Sanders, that's where his focus is. So the focus is really on wealth. It's not really on income taxes. It's on wealth. So if you're someone like Jeff Bezos, yeah, you'll be paying a lot more in tax because you should. There is no way you can spend that much money anyway. So the whole focus here, and like Whoopi Goldberg is just, she has no idea. And this is somebody on television every day, supposed to be informing people about politics. As I said, if you're the average person, maybe you don't know these details. That's perfectly fine. If you're somebody on television speaking to millions of people at home, informing them about politics at home, and you don't know just these basic facts about the candidates that you're having on your show and interviewing, I don't know what to say. And this is just one example. I mean, the show has been back now for a couple days. I could have pulled out another clip where Whoopi Goldberg said something else completely stupid, where she defended Trump's donors. Maybe I will do a video on that still. I'm just amazed. Really, I get it. Meghan McCain oftentimes is the worst on the show, but Whoopi Goldberg, as somebody who is the moderator, supposed to be directing the conversation, having absolutely no idea what Bernie Sanders stands for, how solid his platform is, all the plans he's laying out, almost none of that came up during this conversation. Just the View here showing their complete incompetence on politics.